Sonic
And here's a new fighter.
What's new, Pussycats, and welcome to another Tiger Top 10, and this time it's the first series-specific countdown. If you're a Nintendo fan, you've heard of Smash. If you've even looked at a Nintendo console, you've heard of Smash. The amount of speculation and hype this series attracts is quite frankly astounding, and while I can't speculate because I always plan this for post E3, I can still have a turn at the hype. Now it's important to know three major things before we start. Despite the title, I have not played every Nintendo series under the sun, so my options are maybe a bit more limited than most. Secondly, I'm gonna try for characters that would play a bit differently to anyone that's been before. So just so everyone knows, I'm taking every previous roster character as of the Smash Ultimate E3 announcement as reference. And speaking of Ultimate, these choices are going to apply to all future Smash installments, providing they don't put any of these guys in and my opinion doesn't change. If they do, I might be forced to remake the list. It's the usual rules, only games are played and only one per series. So with that out the way, let's praise some characters that Nintendo don't. I'm Proceleon, and these are the top 10 first party characters that I want in Super Smash Bros. Choosing a character from Legend of Zelda is difficult. So many characters that leave a good impression, yet so few that actually stick around. But this might be one time where not playing a lot of the series actually helps me out, because I know exactly who I want. Here she is, weighing in at It's Not Polite to Ask a Lady Her Weight, the Zora Princess herself, Princess Mipha.
Gotcha.
Now a lot of you might be surprised, even confused, as to why out of all the characters in Zelda, I pick someone like Mipha. To put it simply, she's different. Aerial based archer? Yeah, we've got that. Big heavy weapon wielder? Got that too. A sword user? But Mipha has her trident, and last time I checked we didn't have a lot of polearms. This would give Mipha a completely unique fighting style unlike anyone else in the roster, being basically a melee fighter but able to keep her opponents at range as well, which also feeds into what's arguably her main feature, healing. Mipha's ability to heal would be an incredible asset in battle. Just knock him back with that trident, dash away with that trademark Zora speed, and then get some healing going. In terms of specials, it might be a bit hard since she may or may not be kinda dead. But for a final smash, I imagine her using Mipha's Grace and healing herself similar to how a heart container works. Essentially, she gets a free heart container. That, or she can break out Varuta. That works too, I guess. Either way, I imagine Mipha would get similar melee range to Corrin, with the healing factor of Wii Fit Trainer. She's not strong by any means, she's not a powerful fighter, she's a survivor. And that's a fighting style I want to see. Does size matter in Smash? Well, considering Ridley's now in Smash, probably not, but it's certainly easier to scale characters up than it is down. And I bring this up because our next contestant is only 10 centimeters tall. Chibi-Robo is one of the more niche IP that only recently got some more attention, and Chibi's repertoire has had a massive boost with Chibi-Robo Ziplash, which I think is where most of his moveset would come from. His penchant for collecting litter could lead to a good projectile attack, his down special could easily have a charging mechanic that reflects his battery, similar to how Cloud's Limit Break works, except I think he should go faster the more he's charged. And I imagine his up special being some kind of tether. I am aware that he has the Chibi-Copter, but it's actually directly stated that he can't fly up with it, making the Ziplash tether the next best thing. Of course, the most unique thing about Chibi is his cord. The lengthening mechanic of Ziplash could be worked in similar to Lucario's aura. His cord gets longer the more damage he takes, giving him extra reach to his smashes, and maybe a bit more damage too. So to summarize, I think Chibi would have smash range based on an aura mechanic, and variable speed based on a charging mechanic. Oh, and I think his final smash is kind of obvious. So far I've been talking about characters that would offer something new, but sometimes you need something a bit more close to home. Case in point, and with currently 3 games under his belt, Yoshi. Now if you take Yoshi at face value, yes, it's pretty easy to just write him off as a clone. Even I was really close to doing just that, until I remembered one teensy weensy but ever so crucial little tiny detail. He's made of wool! Here's what I mean. Yoshi would likely be a lot lighter and faster than his carbon-based double. Lighter because, well, he's wool. And faster because when he runs, his feet actually turn into wheels. Basically, Yon is to Yoshi what Pichu is to Pikachu. In terms of actual movement, I'd say Yon wouldn't have Yoshi's flutter jump, instead having multiple small jumps Kirby style using his propeller hover. For specials I reckon he'd keep the tongue attack, it's kind of a Yoshi staple, but make the stomp and projectile regular attacks, and replace his specials with his transformations. Now here's a unique feature. You could take any of these and turn them into a special, but personally I'd go Mole for down, Plane for up, Motorbike for side, and Mega Yoshi for a final smash. Make of that pitch what you will. Overall, I think Yoshi is the perfect example of someone who'd seem like a clone, but wouldn't be if you actually put some effort in. I'm looking directly at you lot. Pokemon. How do you choose a Pokemon? With literally hundreds of potential candidates, the scope of what's possible is staggering. I hear a lot of buzz around Decidueye, and if I were doing this purely on favorites, you bet I'd pick Incineroar. But bear in mind that I'm picking fighters I think might be a bit different. And I think I found it. A fighter who's as light as Jigglypuff, but has the damage output of Ganondorf. A fragile yet beastly creature. The ultimate glass cannon. Or should I say, paper cannon. Coming in from another dimension and representing the Ultra Beasts, it's Kartana, the most powerful piece of paper you will ever see. As a fighter, I've already explained how it would work. A small, frail, and extremely light character who's able to dish out a surprising amount of damage with various slashing moves. Take your pick. We've got Air Slash, Leaf Blade, Fury Cutter, Night Slash, Psycho Cut, and even Sacred Sword, to name a few. And that's just in its level up moveset. The only move I think would be really hard is deciding its up special, but Aerial Ace seems like a pretty good option. For the final smash, why not incorporate the Ultra Wormhole, taking the opponent to where Kartana is strongest and letting the rest of the Ultra Beasts tear them apart. So, do you fold? Kartana thinks you should. It's here that I really start to question why I planned this for post E3. I had this whole bit planned here about needing another Metroid rep and how Ridley's too big and we should get this one instead, and then obviously that happened, but I think this entry still stands. Metroids. Yeah, weird choice, I know. But it does make sense that the main enemy of the series should be more than an assist trophy. So how would the Metroids work? Personally, I picture a Zeta Metroid being the playable character, with 2 larval stage Metroids being AI companions. I'll get to those in a second. First, I see the Zeta Metroid being a heavy yet agile fighter, not being as powerful physically, but being sturdy enough to take a hit and fast enough to feel like it does in its original game. I mean, the thing can climb up walls, something no other Metroid form can do. Could make for a good recovery game. Apart from that, you've got a flame breath, an acid breath, and a charge to work with. And for a final smash, Queen Metroid, duh. So what of these lava Metroids? Here's what I'm thinking. Those other attacks could be smash attacks, and you command the lava Metroids with your specials, sending them out in the direction of the special move, with the neutral special being a recall. When they hit an opponent, they latch onto them similar to the assist trophy, and that's when you can move in to deal the damage. Obviously they can be KO'd like any other companion, but having this gimmick would make the Metroids, following their reputation, a force to be reckoned with, but only for those that can master them. So Donkey Kong finally shows up. It's no secret that Donkey Kong's roster of characters is painfully small considering the series. But what exactly you do about that is up for some debate. Do you go for the female fighters and add Dixie Kong? Do you go for the villains and add King K. Rool? Or do you go for a more wild card pick like Funky Kong? Female, villain, wild card. Female, villain, wild card. Oh, I know. How about all 3? At the same time. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Kalypso, a female Kremling from Donkey Kong Jet Race, also known as Donkey Kong Barrel Blast. The fastest character on this list by far, Kalypso encompasses everything I hear DK fans wanting in a new rep. Obviously she's not the most well-known character, giving her a slight disadvantage, but she's a completely different DK character and one very few people will expect. Clearly, Kalypso is female, making that one girl for the DK group. And as a Kremling, she's on King K. Rool's side automatically, making her a clear-cut villain. Since she's from a racing game, I think she'd follow Captain Falcon's example and be incredibly fast, probably using her jet barrels for most of her mobility as well as for her specials. Basically, in my mind, Kalypso would be a hit-and-run character with a focus on air mobility as opposed to Sonic's ground mobility. For basic moves, her trophy description describes her as being very dance-focused. So with any luck, we could actually get a dancing female villain with a jetpack. How cool would that be? If ik had dinner rujita juhuskoj, geok mukro kakurake koonuk. Rick ush ve ush zafox as sezozot. I'm not going to hakueki as you do. Butuko, Ustafok Juhusko Nenetro Skido. Krystal ashud adkahoshkad, susho adkeok, jerjosh kioko, nibod vereg jatoj, roded fox jato, mishgev keokamo, rikad star fox kaman, jeosudot ifad star wolf, eolod edso end. Jusheo Kostatsuku Deked Okeojato, Otkeog Jimokead Star Fox, Ajzihodku Kuzbad, Ojfobad Evkead Kyokus, Krystal Ushkerej Uedagio no Fed, Edzokishku Jakov, Ofenovik Star Fox Adventures, Kiognik de Teo, Rolod Mihoje, Edgeofefo Indulzut. Keaj Nekpov, Keaj Ajzo, Zulat Urikuzgo, Akshbad Evu Zafox Kead, Udmoro or Firefox Milo, Abshioj Kuzbad, Huzelohu Ev Keaj, Riki Keonajo, Zoshifush, Naxulos Okojukuo, Ushnokos Vejaku, Ijadzojuku, Vemoko Okuz. Overdog Jimuk Nektro, Dabazik, Rigzo, Otoda Jukumvato Nekrosik, Ot Ansifad Geot Radu Soria, Jukuo Nagsoki, Okeo za Negzulu, Kejuo Ijokeo, Pasak Jikvak, Roswejo Keo Karu, Keep Ajo Kud Holokad, Jikak, Juoed Keo Rukovakt, Krystal. Once again, we return to the world of Pokemon, and it's time for that one per series rule to take effect, because this character not only represents a sorely missed Pokemon generation, but also a sorely missed spin-off. Oh, I went there. Among all the characters that could represent Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Grovyle is by far the most recognizable. Being a time-traveling Pokemon already gives him options for stages and a final smash, hello Time Gear, but he'd be taking care of 3 major gaps in the Pokemon selection. Generation 3 has a ton of potential choices as it is, but only one of those is a grass starter who plays a major role in a spin-off. And you don't even have to make up new moves for him. Obviously, Grovyle would be slick and agile with fast ground speed and some good jump distance to make up for the lack of vertical mobility. His moveset for Mystery Dungeon is Quick Attack, Dig, Leaf Blade, and Absorb, and those moves could make for an awesome and extremely varied character. Dig to hide underground, and Absorb to heal stand out to me especially. And as with Krystal and Soria, he'd most likely bring Temporal Tower and some music with him. And I really want to see Temporal Tower rendered in 3D. Add Primal Dialga as a stage hazard and you're good to go. I have a problem with Mii fighters. It's not that they're a bad idea, I actually like them quite a lot, but they're credited to the Smash Bros. Series when really I don't think they should be. Besides, there's an actual Smash rep you could have. Subspace never rests. These are the Primids, foot soldiers of the Subspace Army and devoted followers of Taboo. These guys might not look like much, and truth be told they kind of aren't, but they've got a whole assortment of weapons and skills they could bring to the table. Primids themselves usually prefer hand-to-hand combat, but the more advanced versions can carry swords, scopes, and boomerangs, which is a pretty good start. But what if you took a duck hunt approach and summoned other subspace allies? With the Primid being a duck hunt type of character, the entire army could be condensed into one solid moveset, including using Glyas and Glunders as rolling weapons, Bombeds for explosive projectiles, and Aurorus as a javelin that can actually be used, unlike its original game. The javelins suck. Point being that so many things can be done with the Subspace Army using the Primid as the face of the whole group. And what of a final smash? Well, I see 2 options. Either have a subspace bomb go off, or having Taboo appear to use his off-waves. Maybe even combine them into one concept. Sure, the Primid isn't the most interesting of characters, it's basically putting a Koopa Trooper in Mario Kart, but it would definitely be a more fitting Smash rep than these 3. Alright, we're almost at number 1, but first here's some characters that weren't quite smashing enough. Mashiko from Super Mario Maker. Cranky Kong from Donkey Kong, Mr. AR from AR Games, Midna from The Legend of Zelda, and Incineroar from Pokemon. As soon as I started this list, I knew there was only one option for the top spot. It's a series I've brought up more than enough at this point, and any long-term viewer could probably guess what it is. All I've ever wanted is to have Endless Ocean in Smash, and Oceane Rouvier is the perfect candidate for it. Her general attitude, as well as her importance to the story, makes her a central focal point of the game, and basically like a second main character apart from, obviously, you. But what do I expect out of a character that doesn't do anything violent in the whole game? Basically, I imagine a more utility and support based fighter. Very akin to Villager, but using less damage dealing attacks. For example, she could use the Pulsar similar to how Falco's Blaster is used, but with a healing effect on her allies in teamfights, since the Pulsar in Endless Ocean 2 can also heal sick fish. She could also use the Dragon Flute to maybe stun her opponents, or maybe even trigger a shark attack, like it does whale attacks in the main game, or the Dragon Flute could be reserved for a final smash. Besides those main items, she really doesn't have much on her, but various things the player uses can be adapted to fit the setting. You could use the multi-sensor, the underwater pen, the sea whistle. You might even be able to use fish food in a creative way. Heck, carrying on from the Primid's example, there's a dog that becomes your companion in the game. You could use that. Or better yet, get the dolphin partners involved. I want to fight with dolphins. And that's not something I thought I'd be saying today. So this has been a Tiger Top 10, and if you like what you saw, you can leave a suggestion for the next Top 10, and you can like, comment and subscribe. Be sure to ring that bell so that you're notified when I upload a new video. If you want my other social links, they will be in the description down below, and as always, I've been Proceleon, and I will see you pussycats in the next one.